Good morning, you guys, and welcome to Weekly Word. My name is Haley Halleck. I'm the owner here at Stitched Head and Heart. I wanted to just pop on today and talk a little bit about some of the things that I employ here at the office. And the fact that I was listening to one of my mentors, I don't know that she knows she's a mentor to me, but she's someone that I regularly listen to. Her name is Dr. Caroline Leaf, and she is a neuroscientist, but she's also a woman of great faith. So she does the good majority of her teachings in the church, which I think is cool because I think that there is a huge dichotomy between science and faith, and that there's really, really negative stigma that's associated with faith at this point. So I think her blending that in and of itself is like a really cool thing. But anyways, I was listening to her this morning, and I kind of, it started kind of connecting some dots for me, so I want to illustrate that to you guys. However, the first thing that I want to say is I have a happiness report. I just spoke with our partner, Karen, who's doing the Warrior Goddess Sisterhood, and she said that she has not gotten a response like this ever. So I just want to thank all of you women who are really ready to look at your own challenge areas and begin to really dig deep and be courageous and become the women that you want to be. She said something that was very, very cool. She went to a networking event, and there were gentlemen that were picking up her brochure as well, which I thought was so amazing. Men, we are not leaving you out. There is stuff in the works for you as well, different 6-week programs, 4-week programs. We are just focused on our ladies right now. So Paula and I have one that we'll pull together as well. We're just working out the framework of it and putting all of that together. But right now we have Karen's, which is fantastic. And I just thought it was so cool that the men are like, I want my woman to be empowered. I want my wife or significant other or, whatever to be the woman that she needs to be. And I just thought that was like, it just like melted my heart. So I just want to thank you guys for the response. I want to thank Karen for her willingness to come in and partner with us here at Stitched Head and Heart, because it just brings in a whole different group of energy. So I'm excited about that. So that's my happiness report. Back to what I was saying. So one of the most incredible things and findings that neuroscience has discovered in the last 50 years is that our brains have plasticity. Plasticity means that it's malleable. Previously, we thought that the brain was a stagnant thing. It was kind of like, well, this is your portion, and if your portion's not very big, too bad for you, because you can't learn. So, but what we know now is that we can create different neural pathways. We can create different proteins, are called dendrites, and program those things. And so over the course of time in the last decade, since I've been doing what I do, I've worked specifically on subconscious reprogramming. So I use techniques like hypnosis and Psych-K, but essentially what we do is we harness thoughts that are not serving us. Well, first and foremost, there's kind of 3 steps. First and foremost, we become mindful, because a lot of the time you don't even realize the things that you're saying to cut yourself down on a regular basis. What I kind of like to create an analogy for is children, right? So a parent-child relationship, there's a grand amount of love and compassion and patience that's associated with that relationship, right? So when we see our child struggle or mess up or just not meet the mark, and you see that disappointment on their face, you don't go to them and, if you're if you're a good parent, you don't go to them and scream at them and tell them that they're a failure and tell them that they can't succeed and tell them that there's no way that they can overcome this mistake. This is going to be their scarlet letter for life. You are stamped, labeled. There is no way to get over this, right? We don't do that, because if we did, we wouldn't be imparting wisdom and knowledge, and this is a learning experience. So we employ compassion and love and teaching instead. A gentleness that's associated with that parent-child relationship is what I try to get my clients to employ for themselves. So the first thing that I have them do is just quickly become mindful. We oftentimes in this day and age are very busy. We backseat a good majority of our internal narrative, but a lot of it's really, really negative and pervasive. So I try to kind of flip that and provide that analogy and say, okay, become mindful. Then the second step would be for you to go ahead and take control of that. So you employ the gentleness, you create new thoughts, you create new mantras for yourself, and you begin to impart yourself the same compassion, the same nurturing, the same kind of patience that you do with your kiddos. So everything's a teachable moment. We're all learning. Nobody's plateaued. Like, it's not like you hit like 30 and you go, okay, well, I think I've learned everything and I'm good. I don't need to know anything else. We're always learning. I mean, it's a lifelong thing. So be your best teacher. Be your best advocate. Be your ally. Be your coach. Be your pep talk in the morning. Right? So we take that and we change that. And then the third is to just create this as a ritual. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring in what I was kind of getting from Dr. Leaf today. She's saying that through her research, she has found that we create these thought cycles, these patterns. There's evidence in the fMRIs that she uses of little dendrites. They're proteins. They're physical things that are created, and then there's a little pathway and it drags it around, and we can program ourselves to negativity, to defeat, to low self-esteem, to anxiety, to depression. We can program our brains to be our greatest advocate or our greatest adversary. So she was saying that what she does and what she employs is basically the same thing that we are doing here in the office. However, I had to just go by evidence of client success and blind faith that it was working, and my own personal experience in doing this. But what she has said is that via the research that she's done on the brain, she noticed that doing that 3-part thing, it's very similar. Hers is way more refined and way more amazing than mine. I've kind of been fumbling around in the dark, kind of trying to figure this out and just seeing what works, right? But hers is that you create a 7 minutes. Who doesn't have 7 minutes in the morning, right? You don't scroll through your phone. 7 minutes for her, her program is very specifically faith-based, so it's the Bible and meditations and things like that. I employ Yoga Nidra and this internal monologue exercise that I'm talking about now, and different mantras. So whatever your background is, your faith is, your spirituality is, and even if you don't have it, like a pep talk, okay? So your better self would say to you, kind of thing. You employ that for 7 minutes, and she says within 21 days, she sees that the dendrites that are programmed for negativity disappear. Like they're gone, right? It almost looks like they pop on the fMRI. I was astounded. I was like, this is what I've been saying forever, and now there's scientific backing. So those pop, and then you rebuild, right? So for 21 more days, you continue the meditations, you continue the whatever it is, wherever you find your faith, you continue your 7 minutes, and it rebuilds new proteins in the brain, new neural pathways that are programmed for success and happiness. We can create our own happiness. Is that amazing? There's evidence of that. I just was floored. So, and then she says, go one step further, and because habits are habits, right? And we all know that they're hard to break. Patterns are patterns. They want to hang on tight because they think that they have done us a benefit over time. And they have not. But you go another step further. She says, go another 21 days, 7 minutes of meditation, and reinforce that new pathway, reinforce the work that you've done, the brain training that you've done. And at that point, you know, you're off and running. So I find with my clients, after they employ this specific technique, I call it an internal monologue exercise, that in addition with the hypnosis, in addition with the Psych-K, I'm kind of one of those people who is like, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. I'm seeing that this is mitigating my clients who experience anxiety, my clients who experience all kinds of different negative self-fulfilling prophecies, essentially, that they're not only finding that once they break that 21-day mark, that it's possible, but that it becomes easy. So your brain doubles down on its success and it gives you more. It says, okay, well, this is easy. So think about the potential that you could have in constantly reinforcing new positive thoughts. Think of the growth and the manifestation that you would have in your life. I mean, happiness alone, aren't we all searching for that, right? Self-awareness, betterment, all of these different things. I mean, it's rife within all of humanity right now. So, because there's a lot of coaches out there. So we're searching for it. I mean, that's basically humanity saying, hey, we need help. And I just thought it was just an amazing thing to hear the science behind it, because I believe that we definitely need the science, we need the faith, we need, we're human beings, we have tons of different systems that are operating, and we need to bolster and reinforce all of those systems. So I just wanted to share with you that lovely little connecting of dots and revelation that I had today, and some information. Dr. Caroline Leaf is online. You guys are more than welcome to look up. She's got a program that you can just purchase online for the Christian community if you're into that. Or you're more than welcome to come here and learn the process with me. I will absolutely commit my full self to you, in that we will get you on the other side of the whatever it is that you're experiencing, into a place of happiness. So I think that's it for today. So thank you guys so much for listening. I think my next video, I'm thinking about doing something about what happens with the brain on breakup. So stay tuned for that. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. Stay tuned and if you have any questions concerning the Warrior Goddess Sisterhood, please let us know. Any of the hypnosis packages that Paula Deek is providing, or the couples packages that I am providing to our couples up here in Cave Creek, and actually across the whole U.S. at this point. So that's super fun. We do remote clients as well from the office. So I wish you all the blessings in the world, and get started today.